From stories around the world to stories here at home, this is the National News Broadcast. A pleasant evening. I'm Delanjali Ananda.
Very good evening to you indeed. I am Shehara Herat. Now let's first have a look at the headlines for tonight.
Direct re-export and import of spices for the purpose of re-export after minor processing have been prohibited. The importation of Vesak lanterns, kites and incense sticks has been regulated. The prevailing rainy condition in the country continues. Relief assistance has been furthered. The government of Australia extends highest possible support to Sri Lanka. An accountant found guilty of fraud was sentenced to 367 years in prison. His Eminence the Cardinal provided a statement to the Presidential Commission of Inquiry. The Indian police kills suspect in murder of Indian vet.
And now moving on to the top story this evening. Direct re-export and import of spices for the purpose of re-export after minor processing have been prohibited with immediate effect from midnight yesterday. The relevant Gazette notification was issued by the Ministry of Finance, Economic and Policy Development. The decision was made with the aim of protecting and encouraging small export crop farmers and small and medium-scale industrialists. Accordingly, the importation of black pepper, dry areca nut, cinnamon, nutmeg, maize, cardamom, ginger, turmeric and clove has been banned. The move is expected to benefit farmers engaged in agri-production in 9 districts. The second Gazette notification issued in compliance with the regulations of the Import and Export Control Act set to regulate the importation of products of highly competitive domestic industries, including Vesak lanterns, kites and incense sticks. Meanwhile, the re-export of garbage, processing of garbage and recourse recycling ventures will also be prohibited through the Gazette notification. Domestic ventures have not been prohibited through the Gazette notification. The main objective of this move is to prevent damage to Sri Lanka's reputation as an export brand due to re-export of substandard products. The farmer community has stated that the government move to ban the importation and exportation of several small export crops is an immense encouragement to them.
The Met Department says that prevailing showery condition in eastern and Uva provinces and in Polonnaruwa district expected to continue further. The department further indicated that the prevailing condition expected to be reduced to a certain extent temporarily in northern province and in Anuradhapura district tomorrow. The Disaster Management Centre has said that the relief assistance for the affected victims has been carried out continuously. The water level of several reservoirs has reached the spill level due to the prevailing inclement weather condition in the country. 14 sluice gates of Rajangana Reservoir and 2 sluice gates of Angamu Reservoir have been opened. 4 sluice gates of Inganimitia Reservoir and 2 sluice gates of Tabbov Reservoir have also been opened. In addition to 2 sluice gates of each Kurunagala Kimbulwana and Ambakolavana, the Daduru reservoirs have been opened. 6 sluice gates of Lungam Vehara and Vaharagala reservoirs have also been opened. 3 sluice gates of Muthuravela reservoir and 2 sluice gates of Mav Aru reservoir have been opened. 3 sluice gates of Uniche reservoir in Batiklo are opened. Low-lying areas are still inundated due to the prevailing floods. Several locations in the A9 road between Jaffna and Kandy have been submerged due to the floods. The residents of the area broke down the additional wall of Punava tank to reduce the floodgates water level. The small tank in Polonnaruwa district continued to overflow due to the heavy rainy condition. Low-lying areas and 30,000 acres of paddy fields have been inundated. The road leading to historic Somavati Secret still submerged due to floods.
So the affected population increased up to 70,957 families. Population-wise, 235,906 people been affected. Over 20 districts affected since few days time as per the bad weather affected in many areas of Sri Lanka. Especially missing one person been reported in Walapane, 3 deaths been reported, still one person are being searched and rescued. The 20 houses been fully damaged and 943 houses partially damaged due to the bad weather situation. 90 safe locations, safe evacuation centers being established. 2,609 families been accommodated temporarily. They have been treated with all the relief things. So the houses will be assessed. 10,000 advance already been paid to all the communities been affected.
And now the Australian High Commissioner to Colombo, David Hawley, says that he will facilitate Australia's highest possible support to Sri Lanka, which is on a trajectory with a new vision. He made these remarks during a meeting with President Gotabaya Rajapaksa at the Presidential Secretariat. Extending his and his government's greetings to President Rajapaksa, the Australian High Commissioner to Colombo discussed ways and means of further enhancing bilateral cooperation between Sri Lanka and Australia. And now the Anunayaka of the Yaskiri chapter, Most Venerable Venerable Upali says that the strength and energy prevailed in the historical reigns of kings has re-emerged in the country in the present day. The Thera made these remarks in a religious ceremony held at the Isipatanarama historic temple in Polonnaruwa. The religious ceremony was held marking the birthday of the chief Sanganayaka of the northern, north central and eastern provinces, Venerable Udagama Sri Dhammananda Thera. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa was also present at this occasion. An almsgiving for the Mahasangha and a Pirit chanting event was held to invoke blessings of the Dhammananda on Dhammananda Nayaka Thera. A sapling was planted symbolizing Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa's visit to the historic Isipatanarama Vihara. Subsequently, Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa visited the Madirigiriya Buddhist Centre and inquired the well-being of the Chief Sanganayaka of the Polonnaruwa district, Venerable Madirigiriya Assaji Thera. Minister S.M. Chandrasena, State Minister Roshan Ranasinghe and parliamentarian Siripala Gamlat were present at the occasion.
The Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Maldives, Abdullah Shahid, says that his government is committed to address rapidly any difficulty faced by Sri Lankan employees in his country. He invites Sri Lankan entrepreneurs to invest in Maldives. The visiting foreign minister made those remarks in an exclusive interview with Rupavahini.
When you look at the Maldives, Sri Lanka is always special to us. One of the facts of today's life is that other than Malé city in the Maldives, Sri Lanka is the second largest Maldivian community living abroad is in Colombo. So our first city is Malé, second city is Colombo. It has come about as a result of several centuries of people-to-people contact. And people come here to Sri Lanka for education, for health reasons, and for many other trades. One of the priorities of the government is to make sure that Maldivians living here in Sri Lanka have things at ease. Their visa requirements, their stay, and other things that they would require residing in Colombo in Sri Lanka is made easier. And as always, the Sri Lankan leadership is very forthcoming. Investment between the two countries is also of critical nature. We have many of your large prestigious companies already invested in Maldivian tourism industry. It should expand. We welcome Sri Lankan investors. We welcome Sri Lankan visitors to the Maldives. We also welcome Sri Lankan to come and study in our institutions. So the age-old relationship, cementing it, consolidating it, strengthening it is the main task.
Maldives is a job market for many Sri Lankans. A lot of Sri Lankan professionals are working there. So what's your government's plan to cater these people?
Currently we have around 12 to 13,000 Sri Lankans working in the Maldives. And as the economy is growing, as the tourism industry is expanding, and as several other areas of the socio-economic development is taking new strides, there will be more and more opportunities for Sri Lankans to come and engage in our developmental process. I'm sure that in Maldives you will find a valued partner to go hand in hand with Sri Lanka. The Prime Minister did mention some of the issues that Sri Lankans living in Maldives would like addressed, and I have promised the Prime Minister that they will be looked into, and our government will make sure that any difficulties faced by Sri Lankans in Maldives will be dealt quickly. I bring a message of love, of solidarity, of friendship. When Sri Lanka prospers, Maldives prospers. When Sri Lanka is happy, we are happy. When Sri Lanka is rejoicing, we rejoice. And when Sri Lanka is safe, we are safe, because we are twins.
And now the Ministry of Ports and Shipping says that the heavy congestion which occurs at the entrance of the Colombo port has been due to the issues of the newly installed scanner. Minister Johnston Fernando engaged in an emergency inspection tour in the customs yard to look into this concern. It was revealed that the glitches in the newly installed scanners have caused heavy congestion. It was revealed that the scanners purchased from a private company owned by the minister of the previous government consist of defectives which have been contributed to heavy congestion. Container truck drivers and trade union leaders have informed the minister regarding many issues related to the scanning process in the container yard. Another reason for the heavy congestion has been due to the long time period taken to inspect the containers, as the company in charge of the scanner process arbitrarily switch off the scanners. Consequently, complications have occurred to the health condition of the container truck drivers due to heavy congestion. Minister Johnston Fernando has ordered to temporarily stop the inspection through the scanning process in the container yard until an investigation has been initiated upon the request of the employees. Meanwhile, Minister has instructed to take steps to declare the Colombo port premises as a garbage-free zone. These remarks were made by the Minister while taking part in a clean-up campaign organized by the Colombo port employees.
The Cabinet approval has been granted for the proposal presented by Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa to protect and provide relief for the state and semi-state employees subjected to political revenge and punishment. Remarks were made on this regard in a media briefing held in Colombo today. The process to inflict political revenge and punishment upon state and semi-state employees in the aftermath of 2015 presidential election and the general election was operated through a special division under the title Anti-Corruption Bureau functioned under the then Prime Minister. The division had determined those who should be subjected to political revenge and punishment and carried out investigations on them by lodging fake allegations, completely disregarding the provisions of the Establishment Code. This condition directly affected the management performances of the state sector employees. The Cabinet approval was granted to the proposals, including the prompt establishment of special probe whether the investigation officers were influenced by a third party during the inquiries carried over the officials subjected to political revenge and punishment, and whether these officers have abused or overused the powers vested in them. Also, the approved proposals included with the review of the inquiries and investigations, completed or uncompleted, carried out by the Bribery Commission, Financial Crimes Investigation Division and Special Investigation Division of the Police in the next 6 weeks. In addition, issuance of directives to the Commission to probe whether the inquiries were initiated in accordance to the complaints received within the necessary process or whether the inquiries were initiated in accordance to the instructions received outside the necessary process is among the approved proposals.
And now the leader of the TULF party, V. Ananda Sangari, says that the Tamil National Alliance should be dissolved. He alleged that the Tamil National Alliance has continued to deceive and deprive the Tamil community of their vote by only showing their presence during election periods. The leader of the TULF party, V. Ananda Sangari, stated that the Tamil National Alliance deceive and deprive the Tamil community of their vote by making false pledges in each election. He stated that the affiliated political parties are making the moves to leave the alliance. He stated that the Tamil Congress, the EPRLF and the TULF parties have already moved away from the alliance. He added that the Telo party has also been divided. He claims that a crisis situation has formed within the Tamil National Alliance, and he also stated that the alliance should be dissolved and the affiliated parties should begin to leave the alliance.
An accountant was sentenced to 367 years rigorous imprisonment by the Colombo High Court over a financial fraud. The verdict was delivered by High Court Judge Shashi Mahendra. The Attorney General has filed indictments under 19 charges against the defendant with the Colombo High Court, alleging for committing financial fraud amounting up to 2,199,130 rupees belonging to a private company, K Sports, during January 4th, 2000 to January 3rd, 2001. Delivering the verdict, the High Court judge said that the charge made against the defendant have been proven beyond reasonable doubt. He said that an exemplary sentence should be made against such persons in the society for committing such crimes. Accordingly, the judge sentenced the defendant to 367 years of rigorous imprisonment.
And now the Archbishop of Colombo, His Eminence Malcolm Cardinal Ranjit, arrived at the Presidential Commission today to record evidence related to the Easter Sunday attack. The Presidential Commission appointed to probe into the Easter Sunday terrorist attack consists of 5 members. Court of Appeal Judge Janak De Silva is the chairman of the commission. The commission was appointed to probe and compile a report on the Easter Sunday attack incident and to take necessary action. Archbishop of Colombo, His Eminence Malcolm Cardinal Ranjit, stated that he provided the information that they have regarding the incident into the Commission. He stated that they will not have to make any extra effort as he believes that the Commission will issue a report on the incident and take steps to be made to serve justice. He stated that they will continue to support the Commission to fulfill their duties and responsibilities effectively as they have the freedom to fulfill these duties. He added that the next step can be determined after reviewing the progress made by the Commission. He stated that the Commission members have been given consent by the President to carry out their duties without fail. He stated that they will wait patiently for the final report of the Commission. And now we'll be back with more local stories after a short commercial break.
Welcome back. We continue with news from home. The special document to declare Sripada as a sacred site was presented to the chief incumbent of Sripada Temple, Venerable Bengamwe Dhammadina Thera, yesterday. It was presented by former President Maithripala Sirisena. The ceremony to present the special document was held at the Galpothavala Sripada Raja Mahavihara. Mahasangha District Secretary of Ratnapura District and other state officials were present on this occasion. Meanwhile, the former president also presented the special document, including the gazette notification declaring the possession of historic Sabaragamuwa Mahasaman Devalaya as a national heritage to the Basnayaka Nilame of Mahasaman Devalaya, Migar Jayasundara Bandara. It was held at the official residence of the Saman Devalaya. Former President Maithripala Sirisena said that this day is an important day for the Sri Lankans. He said that Sripada site as a sacred site was declared and a gazette notification was issued during the historic procession Sabaragamuwa Mahasaman Devalaya as a national heritage. He said that as Buddhists, the nation should be delighted over these declarations. The sea lion, which was recently roaming in the southern coastal line, was sighted in Kolpiti coastal region today. The Department of Wildlife Conservation and Nara Institute have indicted that this is the first time a sea lion was sighted in the Sri Lankan waters. Belonging to many classes of species, seals can be seen from subarctic to tropical waters of the global ocean in both northern and southern hemispheres. However, the seals cannot be sighted in tropical countries, including Sri Lanka. The seals exist on both land and water, while highly regarded as excellent swimmers and sea hunters. The largest species of the genus is the elephant seal, with a length of 20 feet and a weight of 2 metric tons. The seal was first sighted in the southern coastal region on November 20th in Mihiripanna coastal belt in Unnavatuna. The mammal was again sighted in the coastal areas in south including Merissa, Valigama, Pol-at Modara and Ahangama. The animal was observed and monitored by the Sri Lanka Navy in Merissa along with wildlife and marine biologists. However, their attempts were unsuccessful. The seal was sighted again in the Kolpiti coastal region this morning. Marine biologists allege that this mammal belongs to the southern elephant seal genera. The media briefing was held this evening at the Nara Institute to create awareness on how to interact with such a visitor.
We want to protect that animal and let it to return it to its own territory. So till that we want to protect this animal in our sea area.
The Sri Lankan government ratified for the conventional migratory species. So under the migratory species, the Department of Wildlife Conservation have main responsibility to give the protections for such kind of migratory species to protect their life and allow their habitat. Because of that, we are protecting this animal and we are giving the opportunities to these animals to mold this area and original territory together with Navy, Sri Lanka Coast Guard and the Police Marine Division.
And now Minister Vimal Veeravansha says that the country can be built under the right leadership. He made these remarks while participating at the National Textile Awards 2019 held at the BMICH today. The National Handloom Textile Exhibition and Trade Fair was declared open today. State Minister Dayasiri Jayasekara was also present at the occasion. After an observational tour at the exhibition, the minister engaged in cordial conversations with the entrepreneurs who had exhibited their products. The minister stated that he will commit to resolve the pertaining issues of producers and elevate the handloom textile industry into a higher level. The winning entrepreneurs received awards and certificates during the ceremony. And now moving on to sports news, Sri Lanka managed to secure the gold medals of the 4 into 100-meter relay in both men's and women's categories. The men's teams were able to create new South Asian record in the sprint relay event. The South Asian Games are currently taking place in Nepal. Himasha Eshan, Vinod Sanjay, Chanuka Pradeep and Yupun Priyadarshana represented Sri Lanka in the sprint relay men's finals. They won the gold medal by finishing the relay in 39.14 seconds. India won the silver medal while Pakistan claimed the bronze. Lakshika Sugandhi, Sadipa Henderson, Lakshini Sarangi and Amasha Silva represented Sri Lanka in the sprint relay women's finals. They won the gold medal by finishing the relay in 44.89 seconds. India secured the silver medal while Pakistan won the bronze medal. Nilani Ratnayaka won the gold medal in the women's 5,000 meters run finals. This is the second gold secured by her in the South Asian Games. This year, she won the first gold medal for women's 1,500 meter run. Meanwhile, Matthew Abesinghe secured another gold medal in the men's 50 meters freestyle swimming event. And now with that news from the world of sports, we conclude tonight's news bulletin live on Channel I. Do join us tomorrow at the very same time.
Good night.